Welcome to another episode of Out of the Pods. I'm Deep Tea.
And I'm Natalie, and happy Wednesday. Okay, we need to talk about this. So, Zoe Kravitz was just seen on a date with Harry Styles and Austin Butler. And the reason we need to talk about it is because Austin Butler and Harry Styles, like if I had a famous person roster, those two are on it. And so she's living my dream.
Honestly, Austin Butler, Mr. Elvis himself. I would die to have him on the roster. But I do think about this often, though. Would you want to be photographed everywhere that you went? Like on all the dates that you go on? Can a girl get a little privacy?
If I was going on dates with Harry Styles and Austin Butler at the same time, I would call the paparazzi myself. I'd be like, take some snaps of this, okay? And put it all over the fucking news.
But truly, though, like you can't get away with anything when you're famous because how is a girl supposed to date multiple men without people finding out? Because imagine Harry texting being like, saw you with Austin yesterday.
Look, you know what? If she's just dating around, she's not doing anything wrong. Listen, let me tell you, the type of men I'm dating right now are the ones where, you know, I'm talking about them to my friends and about my date. And my friends go, let me see a picture of them. I go through my phone and I was like, yeah, let me go find one. And all of them are horrible. So I have to show their LinkedIn photo, you know, their headshot. And I was like, he doesn't really look like that in real life. Like he's cuter in real life. Those are the type of men I'm dating.
Oh, absolutely. You have to make up excuses. Like, this is not a great angle of him, but it's the best one on his Instagram. You know, he's not really an Instagram guy, so he doesn't really post many great pictures.
No, literally. I'd be like, I think this picture is from a really long time ago. Like he doesn't look like that anymore. Like literally, those are the type of men I'm dating. But the worst is when you show a picture of like the man you're dating and your friends are like, oh.
He must have a great personality. He must make a lot of money.
No, literally my ego is like to the floor. I was like, oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my God. This reminds me too. The worst is when your friend breaks up with somebody and you start talking shit like, oh my God, he wasn't even that cute. He has the worst personality. You're just talking mad shit. And then a week later, they're like, oh, we're back together. Oh, what do you mean you're back together?
That's not the worst part. It's when you get dumped by a guy and your friends are trying to make you feel better. And they're like, he was so ugly anyways. Like you could do better. And you're like, he was ugly? Like that hurts more. Like that makes me super sad. I was like, oh, I was dating a man that my friends thought was ugly. And no one told me.
Honestly, that's probably one of the top tier worst feelings in the world.
100%. I was like, I'd rather you tell me he was so damn hot. Than you being like, he was so ugly. Like, thank goodness you guys are done. I was like, no, just tell me he was like the hottest man you have ever seen. And like, you're so sad we're over. Like, that makes me feel better. Okay.
No, really though, why can't my friends be like, oh, I'm so sorry that you guys broke up. He was really hot, but he was a player. You know, that's the type of shit I want to hear instead of, oh, he was so ugly anyways. Don't worry about it. It's his loss
in the world. They're like, he was just like way below your league. And you're like, oh man, thank you so much. I'm so glad everyone was thinking that when I was actually dating this man. That makes a breakup actually hurt more.
No, it's actually truly embarrassing if you think about it because what do you mean you think he's ugly?
And I've had friends say that almost everyone that I've ever dated.
Now that I think about it, Natalie, I actually don't know what your true physical type is. I feel like you're all over the spectrum when it comes to
the spectrum.
Men. Different variations of men in your life. Like, I don't think I could pinpoint type for you. Like, if I printed out every single guy's picture that you have liked or dated, wow, what an exercise that would be. But I don't think there would be like a
no,
clear...
it would look like the UN. Like there's men from every different country, ethnicity, personality type.
Peace treaty Natalie.
I know. When people are like, what's your ideal type? And I was like, you know what? That's a really hard question for me. Okay. There is a type in my head, and that type is Harry Styles, and I can never find a man that fits that mold, you know?
Really? Because I'm an Austin Butler girly. I think if I had to choose between Austin Butler and Harry Styles, oh, Harry's so talented, but like, I don't think I could do the life of a rock star.
My type for a really long time was Michael B. Jordan. And then I realized like, oh, I got to bring the level down a little bit. You know, like I was like, I'll never date anyone who is like that man.
Yeah.
So now I'm like more like my type is more like who's that guy that plays Harry Potter?
This is crazy because I also have a friend who's really into Ron Weasley. Like that is her
Okay,
type to a T. And I was
yeah.
like, what?
No, the mine's Harry Potter. Well, Harry Potter when he's 18 or like past
Oh.
18, you know, like
Oh,
Harry
past
Potter.
18, past 18. I was like, no.
Not
I
the
was
time
about
when
to throw
he's
out some
like,
red
"You're a
flags.
wizard, Harry." Not that time. Like that, like beyond, you know, when he's like graduating from Hogwarts. My type is more of like a personality type. Like I like a man who is very hardworking, very motivated, very patient,
Mhm.
doesn't show off, doesn't have an ego, but has a little bit of confidence and spice, really likes witty banter and like loves playful insults. But for some reason, even that, I can't find the right personality types to fit that.
I'm not going to lie. You just named off so many traits that you could possibly be looking for a unicorn.
I know.
And at this age, for us, I feel like we might have to dip into the pool of the divorcees because, the first time divorcees are coming around. That's 34. That for me, I feel like I need to be like, divorcee? Okay, I'm good with it.
Yeah, like single dads. I did date a single dad at one point, remember? And I
Oh,
started
nice.
thinking about like, can I be a stepmom? Like, I'm going to be a mommy.
I'm mamacita.
Even though they did have an amazing mother. Like they did have an amazing mother, but I was like, I was being a little delulu and I was like, I'm going to be a mother. I'm going to. And then I realized I was like, I can't. I don't know if I'm going to be a good influence. So
you would be a great mom, by the way. All jokes aside, like you're a little crazy for sure, but like you're so meticulous, type A personality. Like you would be a great organized mother. I'm serious.
I think right now in my life, I'm just like too selfish to like accommodate 4 little kids.
I feel that.
I think if they're between the ages of like 12 to 18, it's a little bit different. But I was all like, if they're under 2.
Not if you have a girl. Girls are easy at the beginning and they get harder in their teen years, whereas boys are harder at the beginning because they're rambunctious and then easier later. But if I have a girl, I just know my karma. She's going to be exactly like me and she's going to be a terrorizer. She's going to terrorize my world.
Well, these are stepkids. So not even like they're not going to be
true.
But seriously, like when I think about the men that I've dated and just like why I even gave them a chance, I'll just be like sitting at my desk sending some emails. And when you like have a past thought and it just stops you in your track, like it's debilitating.
Yes.
And you're just like in a daze and you're like, I can't believe there was a time that I did that or I dated them.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And why is it always that all of this stuff comes up at the worst times? Like, I'm just trying to take a nice, relaxing shower. All of a sudden, pop, I remember all the most embarrassing things I've ever done. And, one thing that comes to mind is one time I was texting a guy. And I don't know if you do this, but like I'll screenshot it and I'll send it to my friends to be like, what should I say next? And I'll take a screenshot and I'll accidentally send it to him. And there's no recovering from that. Because what do I say? Oh, I'm so sorry. I accidentally screenshotted this and then hit send to send it to you.
And I said, what should I say back to you?
Yes. What should I say to this?
I feel like it's over. At that time, you just got to block his number and throw your phone across the room.
Exactly what I did.
I do that too. Like when I'm just like, I can't recover from this.
There's no recovery. Like, what are you supposed to say? Like, he knows. But then there's other times, and this is so crazy of me, but I'll accidentally send the guy that I'm talking to something. And I'll say, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to send you this thirst trap selfie where my boobs look incredible. And be like, I was meant to send that to my friend that I'm going out with tonight.
I just wanted to see what she was wearing tonight too. We're just like comparing outfits.
Yes. Have you done that before?
I actually, I'm going to be honest. I don't like sending pictures of myself ever via text, regardless of who it's to, whether it's like a friend or someone I'm dating or a partner. Like that gives me the ick. I'm not going to lie. when I receive a good one, like the selfie that's a little too perfect where the person looks really good, I think about like, how many times did you take that? Like, were you
Oh,
in front of your window where the lighting's really good and you took like 50? Like, the thought of like
yeah.
what it took to receive that selfie from someone, like, gives me the ick.
I hate that you just mentioned that because yes, it was more like 35. And then I had to pick ones that, have a good collarbone going. Like it has to look perfection.
Yeah.
Because listen, I'm trying to reel this man in. It's called bait.
I
For
don't,
his
well, for me, it's more like, I'm never talking to you again. Like, if a man sends me like any sort of like body or mirror selfie, I was like, it's
Oh,
over. I was like, ditch my number.
can I just say something? When women do it, it's cute, but when men do it, it's not cute. Like, please don't send me pictures of your abs. Like, that doesn't turn me on.
Oh my gosh, actually, this just happened to me where this man and I were texting and we're like setting up our next date. And all of a sudden, I just get a picture of his abs, like in front of a mirror. Like it was a mirror selfie of
Like,
him shirtless.
unsolicited.
What do you want back? Like, what do you want me to say? Like, nice abs? And I was like, do I send one of like my flappy stomach back? Like, well, I was like, what do you want?
Yeah, what do you he was just looking for a compliment. He was fishing too.
Before him sending that mirror selfie, he asked, like, hey, what's your availability next week for another date? And I was about to text him, and then this mirror selfie comes through.
Oh my God. What terrible timing for the mirror selfie. Because listen, if you're sending pictures, they have to be timed accurately. Like you can't be mid conversation. Here are my abs.
I
Like,
know. Well, actually, he did send another text. He's like, I just got back from the gym.
oh, he could not wait to send that pic.
I was like, cool.
Cool.
I actually did end up responding. And I completely ignored the picture. And I was like, how was the gym? And I was like, Thursday works for me. Like,
You are my worst nightmare because if I send a selfie or a picture, like normally it's only a selfie. Like I'm never doing anything, bad.
do you do
But
a little,
if
what's your selfies like? Do you do a little smirk like a,
oh, do you know my smize? I don't know if the pod besties know my smize, but all
go
I
to Deep
ever
D's
do
Instagram and all she does is smize.
exactly. It's actually a running joke in my family now. They're like, "Should we smize with you?" And it's so funny.
And you have the
But
prettiest smile too, but you like a good smize.
I don't like to show people my too much of my personality. A smize is like a good in between.
Yeah. A smize
But
is like, I'm not sure about you yet.
but no, you're my worst nightmare though because if I'm sending a selfie and they ignore it, it's game over. Like, why aren't you giving me the attention that I'm craving right now?
But like, what's the point of sending a selfie? Or is it like followed by, a text that says like, good morning? I don't know. Like, what do you,
Sometimes I do that. That's the perfect one where you're just like laying in bed with your little pillow and like cute jammies, and you're like, "Hello." It's cute. It's cute. That's the purpose.
we're very different texters.
We are very opposites in texting,
Yeah.
but that's a good thing.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I wish I knew about this sooner. My dermatologist said my pillowcase can be the reason for my skin blemishes and hair breakage. So I started using Blissy's silk pillowcases. Pod besties, you have to switch to silk pillowcases. I no longer wake up with frizzy hair. My skin feels good when I wake up. And silk pillowcases are clinically proven to not clog pores, unlike cotton. And I love the ones I got from Blissy. They have over 99 colors to choose from. They're truly the best, in my opinion.
I've been sleeping on silk pillowcases forever, and I love Blissy's silk pillowcases. I know Natalie mentioned they're great for your skin and your hair, but they're also naturally cooling, which just helps you sleep so much better. They're also antibacterial and hypoallergenic. I would not sleep on anything else but silk.
Because you're a listener, Blissy is offering 60 nights risk-free plus an additional 30% off when you shop at blissy.com/OOTP. That's BLISSY.com/OOTP and use code OOTP to get an additional 30% off. Your hair and skin will thank you.
No, these like little micro embarrassments literally are imprinted in my brain because they're small, but like impactful enough to where they live rent free in my brain. For example, when you're getting out of the Uber at the airport and they're like, have a safe flight. And you're like, you too.
I do
That's
that all the time.
micro embarrassment, but then it's like the back reel of, oh my gosh, that's not what I meant. I meant like, have a good day, drive safe. Like, where you like backtrack and try to explain yourself. Why does that shit like embarrass the crap out of me?
That doesn't embarrass me as much as, yeah, you're right. Like the recovery where I was like, that's not what I meant. And he goes, I know what you meant. And you're like, okay. And then you like walk away all awkwardly with your suitcase and you're like, like,
no, yeah, the embarrassment definitely lies in the mistake and trying to rectify it. And I'm like, I can't.
I have big moments where I think about often, like they'll pop into my head every few years. Like one time I was at a bar on a date and then I had to use the bathroom and I accidentally walked into the men's bathroom and I had no idea. Like I thought it was a woman's bathroom. And then I went into the stall, used the toilet, came out. And all of a sudden there's like 4 men, like at the little, what is it called? Like the thing that men use? The urinals.
The urinals.
Yeah. Like I completely missed it.
I was going to say, how did you miss the urinals walking in? Because I can immediately tell when I'm walking to the wrong bathroom.
And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I was like, can I just wash my hands really quick? I was like, I won't look. And so I'm just like washing my hands. And then I leave and I go sit down. I don't tell my date because it was a first date. So I was like, I'm not going to mention that I just used the bathroom in the men's bathroom. Like I want to be cool. And I'm like kind of sweaty about it because I was like, wow, that was embarrassing. And then one of the men who was using the urinals, he comes out, passes the table that my date and I are at. And he goes, nice to see you again.
That's so awkward.
I know. And my date was like, what did he mean by that? And I was like, I don't know that man at all.
Listen, it's not as embarrassing if no one found out, but the fact that he came over and he's like, good to see you again. It's like, why are you reminding me of all the embarrassment that I just went through? Like,
yeah. My date was like, is this a man you used to date? But this man was like literally 70 years old. And I was like, no. I was like, I don't know.
70.
I was like, I don't know that man at all. He probably has me confused with someone else. I was like, I don't know.
He's like, can I please get to take a look at your roster? Because I need to know what kind of men you're into. Am I the anomaly here?
I was like, my type goes across the board.
I feel like my whole life is a big list of embarrassments because 1, I'm clumsy. 2, I forget everything. The worst thing ever in the world is forgetting somebody's name while you're mid conversation with them and your friend comes up and you have to be the one to introduce them. And oh my God, it's so bad. Honestly, it's happened to me so many times that now I have a way to get out of it. I'm like, this is, Patricia. And you just like leave a little space and then they'll introduce themselves naturally.
Oh, 100%. I'll do that too. I was like, oh, do you guys know each other by any chance? And they'll be like, no. And I was like, oh my gosh. And you wait a few seconds because then your friend or the other person will be like, hi, I'm so-and-so.
I don't know why I can't remember people's names, but it's one of my worst traits.
100%. No, I am like that too. I just like, the moment they say, hi, my name is this, leaves my brain.
Leaves my brain.
And I was like, is it leaving my brain? Because I just, I'm so smart. I have so much information in that brain. That's what I say to make myself feel good.
You know what, Natalie? I appreciate that because my ADHD brain probably is processing like 300 different things at that moment. And also the whole trick of you should say their name 7 times so you remember them. How are you doing that in the middle of a conversation? That means you're not listening. And I'm an active listener.
I used to do this thing where at the end of a conversation, and I thought it would work, but now that I think about it, it never does. I'd be like, what is your name again? I totally forgot. We had such good conversation. And like, they will say it, or I'll reconfirm their name and be like, your name is this, correct?
Oh,
and it was like, so nice to meet you. I used to think that worked, like allowed you to remember their name. But the moment I walk away, I realized I forget.
No, exactly. Then that makes it way worse because the next time you see them, it's like, oh, I told you my name twice and you still forgot it.
And the worst is when they remember your name.
Oh, I know.
And then you're like, wait a minute, we've never met.
Nothing makes me more embarrassed though on the real is when I'm creeping on somebody and go down their Instagram to like posts from 2004. I don't even know if Instagram was around in 2004.
We came out in 2010.
Well, I'm looking past that and I accidentally like their posts. Like nothing embarrasses me more than that.
Same, especially when it's someone you don't even follow.
Yes. Oh, that's
Like,
even worse.
when you
Oh,
just like get into like a creep, like, I don't know, your friend posts an Instagram story and she tags someone you don't know. So you go to their profile and it's public. And then all of a sudden you're creeping on their boyfriend's Instagram page. And then you go there and then you go to his mom's page. And all of a sudden I'm liking this random woman's Instagram picture from like literally 2011.
yes. Well, it's what's even worse is liking an acquaintance. So they like kind of know you, but you don't follow each other. And you 100% know they're creeping on you. And then you get into the dilemma of should I unlike it? Do people have their notifications on?
I
Because
block them.
I'd oh, that's
You have
smart.
to block them so that they don't get any notifications.
But what if the notification already goes through on their phone? Does it like also it doesn't erase and then you're just embarrassed for life and blocked.
This is just like my MO. The moment I do something embarrassing to like someone, let's say, I have to just like cut them out. Like I have to like block them on everything, even their LinkedIn, and act like I was a ghost. Like I don't exist.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
like, yeah, maybe you saw the notification that I liked your Instagram photo, but when you open that notification and try to go to my profile or just to see who I am, I'm gone. I don't exist
Well,
anymore. I went into the witness protection program.
I went into the witness protection program.
You can't even look me up on Google anymore because I blocked you on literally everything.
Completely erased any traces of myself.
Yeah, no, seriously. Like, if I meet someone new and I send them like an embarrassing text, like I say something that's so out of pocket that I was like, why did I say that? They're blocked. I blocked their LinkedIn. I blocked their Facebook, their Instagram, their TikTok, along with their entire family.
No,
So they
and
can't even ask a sibling to look me up.
I can't even recover from it. So altogether, I stopped the activity of creeping because I don't trust myself. Truly.
I just feel like it's not creeping, it's doing research. I will say the only like crazy embarrassing moment I had recently is I didn't realize when I looked people up on LinkedIn, I thought I was on like private mode where they don't see who looked them up, but I wasn't. So
Yeah.
all these men I was going on dates with saw that, I looked at their LinkedIn profiles maybe 20 times before the date.
Oh my God. Yes. And it tells you how many times you visited. Honestly, why does LinkedIn do that? Because I think it's one of the worst features ever.
Well, you could put yourself on private so they can never see like if you look, but I wasn't. I forgot. I forgot.
I didn't even know you could be on private.
No, you can. You can be on private, but yeah, no, one of the guys said like, "Oh, I know you looked me up. I saw that you looked at my LinkedIn." And he's like, "How were you able to find it? My name is Chris." And he goes, "I have no like information on my dating profile where you could be able to find it except for Chris in Chicago." And I was like,
Yeah.
well, I was like, I'm an FBI agent.
I was going to say that's like finding a needle in a haystack because Chris from Chicago, there's probably millions.
Yeah. And did I go through the millions of profiles till I found a LinkedIn photo that matched his dating profile once? Yes, I did. I was like, I have all the time in the world.
Oh my God. If someone said that to me on a date, I would literally be like, I need to go to the restroom and then just never come back.
No, literally, I
just
to be
couldn't.
like, how do I snap my fingers and disappear?
Disappear.
I was like, how do I get out of this? Because, yeah, no, it was so bad. He straight up asked me, he's like, how did you find me just through my first name, Chris?
Yeah. You think I'm going to give you my tips on how to find people? Absolutely not.
And I was like, oh, I was like, I just got really lucky. And I was like, I put Chris into LinkedIn and there you were. There.
The first one to pop up didn't really have to do much.
I was like, I didn't go through 80 pages on LinkedIn to find you. No, not me. You were on page 1.
Now that summer is almost over, I'm trying to get back into a routine and I'm thinking about redoing my space so it helps promote an organized lifestyle. Like I'm thinking of ordering more storage for my bedroom, maybe creating a new workspace. So I've been looking at Wayfair for cute storage cabinets, a bigger desk, a comfy office chair. I didn't realize how big their selection really was. They literally have everything you need or want for your home, from cookware to home decor to outdoor furniture.
Oh, I love Wayfair. When I moved into my apartment a couple of months ago, it was so easy to furnish and decorate because Wayfair has everything you need in one space. Like literally, I bought new pots and pans for the kitchen and new towels for the bathroom all in one order. And I love that Wayfair has free delivery, even on the big stuff, and they deliver super fast.
So get organized, refreshed, and back to routine for way less. Head to wayfair.com right now to shop all things home. That's WAYFAIR.com. Wayfair, every style, every home.
But speaking about LinkedIn, so I looked at the LinkedIn of the Love is Blind UK season 2 cast. We've got some impressive people on this cast, specifically Kieran. Like, he is a member of Mensa, which is that high IQ society. I think your IQ has to be like 131 for you to be a member of it.
Whoa.
And he was on Forbes 30 under 30. Like, he is impressive.
Good for you, Megan. Wait, that's
Oh, yeah,
amazing.
100%.
Wow. I'm so happy that you looked them up on
I was like, if
LinkedIn.
I could get everyone's LinkedIn going into the pods, like, I would have chose Kieran too. I was like, I don't blame you,
Game
Megan.
over. A lot of the Love is Blind UK cast for season 2 has been all over social media. And I feel like this is just what you get when you have like, so many seasons of a show because they are so active on TikTok talking about their experiences. They're going on podcasts. And I want something to be saved for post reunion.
Yeah, but I will say that from at least the podcasts that I've seen some of the cast members on, you could tell they're not
Mhm.
trying to spoil it. Like, it's
Yeah.
very like relevant to what's happening in the episodes. They're not saying anything that goes like beyond the episodes. I did see the one that Javin was on. I've just seen clips of it. I think it's like the official like Netflix UK podcast. And he definitely has like no remorse for what he did to Katisha. Like,
Yeah.
the way
And
he was flirting with other women, whatever happened with him and Sophie, like, he's just like, there's more to the story.
yeah, and that's what he says all the time. He's like, yeah, there's so much that you don't see, which obviously we both know that that's
Yeah.
accurate. But I'm having a really hard time getting a read on Javin.
What I do know is he's not a great guy to Katisha. He was horrible in the set of episodes, episodes 5 through 8. I was shocked at the shit he was involved in these episodes.
Yeah, let's talk about it because there was one moment that really stood out to me after they got back from the vacation and Katisha was talking to him about how she likes to have dinner with her partner every night and he's like every night like 7 days a week like what about just two and he's like making up excuses like oh I'm sorry like I'll arrive late so I don't think we can have dinner like Monday through Thursday and I'm like what do you mean do you know what marriage is like
And I was like,
you're
what do you
eating
do? Like, what do you do for
yeah,
work?
exactly and also you're gonna be eating dinner with me for the rest of your life that's what you're signing up for.
Yeah. And she's trying to accommodate. She's like, okay, I'll just eat dinner late. And he goes, well, I also go to bed at 10 p.m. And I was like, okay, if we're reading between the lines right now, like, Javin doesn't like Katisha.
No, not at all. And that's the impression I got when they went to the mixer too, where all of the pod squad came. Please. He's so flirty and he's inappropriate in a lot of ways, but again, it's a hard thing to read because when I'm talking to people, I'm natural. Like it might come off flirty, but it's not. It's just being nice and being like smiley.
I kind of agree, but I kind of don't. Like, I think if you know your mannerisms or the way you talk makes you come off as flirty, like you're being flirty. Like, you
Mm,
need to like have the understanding to take a step back and just like not do that when you're in a relationship. But I feel like it wasn't that he was just coming off flirty and he's a flirtatious person. I think he was definitely doing something wrong, especially the way he was looking at the other women, like up
yeah.
and down. It was just like, oh, just like gross. Like, oh
Yeah.
gosh.
And then on top of that, add in Sophie's comment about her not wearing underwear. It was just like such a weird interaction. I was like, what's the purpose?
That whole conversation was weird, like the content of the conversation. Like when he asks, like, where do you live? And she's like 5 minutes off the road. And he like responds in this weird, like, like, hey, like read between the lines, Sophie, but I can't outwardly say what I mean because the cameras are on.
Mm-mm. No, 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 no. And what pissed me off about that whole situation was obviously after that mixer ended, a lot of the pod squad went out together, but he left his fiance at home and went out knowing that the next day he's meeting her family. I thought that was so disrespectful. And like, I'm all about having fun, but this is not an experiment to go make friends and have fun. It's about creating a connection with your fiance and going to the altar. Like his priorities are so skewed.
Well, you know what? I'm thinking the reason why he was so just like relaxed with chatting it with the other women at that mixer is like he's already checked out. Like, I think it's very
Mm,
clear at this point, like, he is not marrying Katisha. I think the
yeah.
editing of the show makes it seem like there's a little bit of a chance, obviously, until Megan calls him out. But I think, like, at that point, he's out.
Mm.
He's
He's
out of
done
that
so.
relationship. He's just kind of moving along for screen time. I also think it's okay whether you're in the experiment or not for you to go out without your partner, but it was like the way he did it. Like clearly she was really upset the night that he went out. Like, when they're having that conversation
Oh, yeah.
at their table, she's like you could tell she's like upset about something. And he's just like, okay, I'm going to just text my friends and like meet them out. I think that shows he's selfish and he has no consideration for Katisha at
Mhm.
all.
No, absolutely. And the whole conversation with him and Megan when they're talking about what happened that night is it's actually kind of comical because I feel like he got caught in some lies. Like, for example, one thing I noticed was when he was talking to Katisha, he's mentioned something about the photo booth that he went into with Sophie, but he was like, the curtain was never drawn. Like, we never shut the curtain on the photo booth. But then he's talking to Megan and he's like, there was no curtain at all. So which is it? Is there a curtain and it was not closed, or was there not a curtain at all? Like, I feel like it's so minuscule and small, but those types of details really give it away if you're lying or not.
I was thinking about that too, because you could tell Javin is lying. So when Megan tells Katisha what happened, and can we just say, Megan, you go girl. Like you are a girl's girl.
Queen.
Cause I know when we were filming our season of Love's Blind, we kind of stayed out of people's drama just because we didn't want to be involved in drama on scene. But the fact
Mhm.
Megan was like, yeah, I'm telling Katisha. And even though Kieran and Javin are friends, like I'm still gonna get involved. It's like good for Megan. Cause
Good for Meg.
it's different when I think when there's cameras involved and you're just like trying to kind of like protect your storyline and relationship.
Mhm.
So, side note, love Megan for doing that. When Katisha hears that from Megan and starts packing up her suitcase to leave, and she asks Javin, like, what happened with you and Sophie in the photo booth? He goes, in the what? In the what? Like, I feel like that's like a telltale sign, like, okay, you're
Yes.
lying. And now you're trying to think in the spot of how to like address the situation.
Exactly. When you ask that many questions where you act dumb, it's your brain trying to think of excuses and ways to get out of it because I think you're right. Like he wants more screen time and he wants to get to that altar, but he's going to say no. So I'm so happy that she left. But yeah, there's so many telltale signs of that man like being devious or lying, or there's like something going on in his brain that he won't tell us, which is why I think he has such a straight face all the time. He doesn't want people
Behind
to
that
read
laugh,
his emotions. Yeah.
he's
The
always
laugh
smiling.
is I can't with the smiles because it is so hard to understand what he's thinking, but like honestly, good for Katisha to get out of this.
One thing that pissed me off though is when she's leaving, she writes him a note and leaves the ring. I was like,
Mhm.
do not give Javin that ring. Netflix bought that for you. You fucking take it and pawn it because you deserve that ring, okay? You deserve
Mhm.
that diamond to
Yes.
sell. Javin
To sell.
doesn't, okay?
Yes. Make them into earrings, do something with it. Also, speaking of that scene, what pissed me off so much was him tearing up the note. I don't know why, but it has a lot of significant value to that because it's something that she wrote down for him. I don't care if it's like negative or it's a breakup. He has so much animosity in his soul from this that he tore it up. He's a little dramatic for that.
You know what, though? I didn't expect anything less because let's be real. Like, Javin is not the most emotionally mature man. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like the way he deals with conflict, clearly it's not in a right way. So I wasn't shocked that he tore it up. I did laugh when Javin calls Patrick to be his alibi, and Patrick's like, "Oh yeah, like you were just talking to me and Demola the entire night." And I was like, they definitely planned this conversation in advance. Like probably Javin called or texted Patrick beforehand and been like, "You got to cover for me."
I expected more from Patrick. Like I was hoping the spleen would help him do the right thing, but apparently not.
Listen, Patrick allegedly got a woman pregnant and went on the show while she was pregnant. So I don't think he makes great choices, you know? So
Mm-mm. But this whole situation with I'm gonna call it a fight between Megan and Javan was very interesting because it did kind of show me that there's different perspectives to a story, or there's like, multiple sides to a story. But him saying he even talked to any of the girls for longer than 5 minutes, like 10 to 15 minutes is quite some time to go from one girl to the other. There's three women there. So I don't know, like something is not adding up.
I took it differently. I don't think that conversation showed that there's multiple sides to the story. I really think that Megan saw things that were concerning and Javin was lying about it. Like,
Yeah.
like I don't think he believes his side. I think the way he was talking made me realize he was just trying to get out of the conversation and gaslight Megan and Kieran.
Yeah. No, I mean, I definitely think that he was lying because when people lie, they get hung up on small little details. Like,
Mhm.
you mean all night? And it's like,
Yeah.
bro, obviously not every second of the 4 or 3 hours that you were there, but you were participating in these conversations. So that's what I'm going to relay back to my girl.
Javin is lying when he says that him and Sophie were arguing in the photo booth. And I was like, arguing? That's a new detail. How come you didn't
Yeah.
tell Katisha that?
Truly, what are you even arguing about?
Yeah,
Like, you barely know each other.
I know. And I was all like, okay, like you could just tell he is trying to get out of it on the spot. I'm very curious though, at some point, like Love is Blind, whether it's at the reunion or maybe in a separate clip where they show the photo booth to confirm if there is a curtain or not.
Actually, there are some sleuths already that have tried to go to the bar to see if there's a curtain or not. So I'm sure social media will do its thing and we'll find out soon.
Well, Freddie confirmed that there wasn't a curtain. He went to the bar.
Ooh, that sucks. Interesting.
I know. So, but you know what? This filmed a year ago, so things might have changed. Maybe Javin went to that bar and like tore the curtain off.
He's committed to the bit.
Yeah.
Like, I am not getting caught, especially at reunion.
Yeah, he literally comes in the middle of the night, breaks into the bar, and like literally cuts the curtain off.
Or like pays the bartender to be like, hey, I will give you this much money if you get rid of this photo booth and replace it with a new one.
No, 100%. Wouldn't that be the craziest like turn of events?
Honestly, that is committing to the bit and I kind of love it.
But think about how small a photo booth is. If you are an engaged man, what are you doing in a photo booth with another woman?
Well,
Like, how do you explain arguing in there?
yeah, it's first of all, why would you pick the photo booth to go argue in? Like, I don't know, maybe go outside, go in the hallway where the bathrooms are. There's probably plenty of spaces that you could go. Like,
No.
what?
100%.
And also, it's just the way that they were looking at each other and being so flirty in
Yeah.
front of everybody. So I couldn't even imagine when the cameras go down what they would be capable of doing because, people have cheated before. It's not like, an uncommon thing, obviously. So,
And the craziest part is Megan revealed that Javin said Sophie is someone he'd fuck, but he'd leave after. I feel like that's the most telling of like what really happened between Javin and Sophie. Like it wasn't just a friendly little encounter. It wasn't just like this argument that happened. Like clearly he thinks he's hot and is attracted to her. And the fact he said that to Megan and other people at that after party or whatever it was,
mhm.
something went down.
Pod besties, we do not have to have the same algorithm for me to know that you've probably seen a million ads for hair growth products like I have. Anytime I see those, I am so skeptical about it and absolutely question whether it works or not until I found out that Nutrafol is not like the rest of them. Nutrafol is physician formulated, clinically tested, and it's dermatologist recommended.
You can feel great about what you're putting into your body since Nutrafol hair growth supplements are backed by peer-reviewed studies and NSF content certified, the gold standard in third-party certification for supplements. While many supplements rely solely on ingredient studies, Nutrafol clinically test final formulations to ensure their efficacy, which is one of the reasons why Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand, trusted by over 1.5 million people.
See thicker, stronger, faster growing hair with less shedding in just 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code OOTP.
Find out why Nutrafol is the best-selling hair growth supplement brand at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code OOTP. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code OOTP.
I'm really hoping that Sophie sees the footage of Megan saying that and goes guns a-blazing at the reunion and just gives us a tell-all about him and what happened that night. I
I
hope
don't
she's like,
know.
absolutely not. Like, you think that you can just, hook up with me and leave me? Like, there's no way.
I think regardless of what Sophie's relationship looks like with Javin, if she was offended by what Megan revealed, or like maybe her and Javin have a friendship now, I think she's going to deny like any, flirtations that happened that night between her and Javin. There's just no way she's going to admit it. They're getting so much heat right now.
Yeah, but I feel like I don't know why, but I feel like Sophie doesn't care that much about the heat. That's just obviously it's just my assumption, but I'm hoping that she gives us the truth because it doesn't hurt her. She's single, but
Yeah,
you
but I
never
think it'll
know.
hurt her as like the other woman, so to speak.
Yeah.
Even though
No.
this is all his fault, he's the one that owes Katisha loyalty. I think it's the fact that she did go into a photo booth with an engaged man. And obviously, she's been getting a lot of heat anyways for just like her edit on the show. So I feel like
Mhm.
she's going to want to come to the reunion if she does go, like, to kind of defend herself and you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
try to get the
No, I
heat
know.
off of her. I do wonder if all this drama will secure her and Javin for Perfect Match season 4, because I do know that they're casting right now.
I feel like Sophie would be fun to watch because she just like has that I don't give a fuck mentality.
Yeah,
And that's perfect for Perfect Match.
I know. And I hate saying this, but I feel like she is easy to dislike as a reality TV show character because she has no like filter. And I don't
Mhm.
want to say has like lower morals, but it kind of feels like that, you know?
Mhm.
It's
And
like
listen, every show needs a villain. So, they're just as important as the nice guy and
in
nice
the
girl.
reality TV ecosystem,
That's
there's
yes.
always got to be a few bad people.
Yep, exactly. People who are entertaining to watch, and I think that is Sophie.
Exactly. I need to get your opinion on Demola. What did you think about him, especially when Katisha meets up with him?
Okay, my answer is going to be I love Damola because he just seems like a sweet guy. And then ending the conversation with I just want you to be happy was I think the sweetest thing he could do. Like what else can you expect from a meeting like that? You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah,
let's just tie up these loose ends and just move on with our lives.
I agree. I think he is a good guy. The only thing that rubbed me a little bit of the wrong way
I knew
is
there was coming.
is when he goes, "Nice guys always finish last." You
That
know?
left an imprint in your brain, huh?
I think I'm probably looking into it too much, like I'm analyzing it too deep. The only
Mm.
reason why I was a little bit bothered about it is I feel like I do know guys who like call themselves the nice guys, and it's kind of like a persona for them. Like they know how to act accordingly to be a nice guy. And
Mm,
so it just like took my mind there, just based on personal
interesting.
experiences I've had where a guy will say he's a nice guy and does like quote unquote nice guy things. Like what is a
Mm.
nice guy thing to do, but it's not actually like who they are.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. It's so hard from a reality TV show of just like 10 to 11 episodes
Yeah.
to know who any of these people are. But to me, he comes off very sweet. But again, who knows? If he got the exact same screen time as the rest of the cast, would we be thinking differently? I don't know.
I know. Because I was thinking back to his time in the pods, and where you can take his actions as kind of like love bomby. I feel like he was like really pursuing her, and that
Mhm.
balance was off between him and Katisha. And sometimes I feel like when men aren't recognizing that balance is off. You know, when you like watch someone on reality TV that reminds you of someone that you know, or like someone you've had experiences with, and then you start projecting? That's what
Yes.
I started doing with Love is Blind,
Oh,
where you're just
absolutely.
like, oh, I've met someone that's done something similar one time in my life. And then I was like, they must be like a love bomber or like so
Yeah.
and so. So,
Listen, we move through life like that all the time, anyways. It's through our own, we perceive life in our own eyes because of the experiences we had. So I completely understand that. I'm also in the same boat because I think everyone's like so nice. And then you really get to know them and their mask falls within like the 2, 3 month mark. And you're like, wait a minute.
I
I
know.
was so off.
And then I think about men on our season who got that like nice guy edit where they're
Hmm.
like, like,
Ugh.
everyone's like, what happened? And, they end up not being nice guys.
No, doesn't that piss you off the most, Natalie, when you know the person that you're seeing on screen and they're getting such a good edit and they look like the nicest human being ever, and you just know that they're so awful in real life and it's a facade.
Awful.
Dude, I think that is what it pisses me off so much.
I'm not gonna lie, this whole like Javin, Sophie, Katisha, Megan, Kieran drama made these episodes worth watching. Like
Absolutely.
I
I
was
was,
like, this is good. I was like, wow, this is a really good drama.
yeah, it's a really good drama. Yes.
One thing that happened at the mixer that was so surprising is the reunion between Patrick and Anu. When I saw the preview for their conversation, I thought like Patrick did something really bad. Obviously, there's allegations about him out there. So I thought it was like Anu who's going to expose him. But I'm not going to lie, that conversation made Anu look really bad.
Yeah, I didn't think that she would come at him as hard as she did because why is she so upset? And I thought that they were going to bring up the whole fact that there's could be an alleged pregnancy that he's, involved in. But where was that animosity coming from? Like it was a lot of heat.
No, I know. So I was like, did the producers really pump you up saying like, go after him? Did you have too much to drink? I'm not sure, but I think she just put too much of her energy towards him.
Yeah.
She was like, you're a liar. Hallelujah.
But it was great TV though, but I was like, where's this coming from?
Yeah, because I think he was going into the conversation so calmly, which I get is so frustrating when, like you thought you had a connection with him and he's kind of like downplaying everything. But she went in with so much energy that it just made her look bad. Like,
Yeah.
especially when she's like, your headscarf looks silly and starts now going for his like physical look. I don't know. Like, it just gave like mean
Hater.
energy. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
it
just
was
like
hater.
not necessary. I was like, I feel like there's different ways you could convey your frustration at Patrick, and you did it in like the worst way. You did it in an immature way.
It's not needed. Like, talk about why you're really pissed off. And the reason could be that he didn't go through with the engagement and she thought that she would be getting screen time or like move ahead in the experiment. But honestly, Patrick, I'm kind of glad that you decided not to. If it's not for you, don't forcibly get engaged. Like that's Javin should have taken a page out of your textbook, if I'm being honest.
100%. I was like, listen, I was like, Anu, I think at that time you should know, like, you dodged a bullet.
Yeah, a big bullet.
But now that I think about it, I was like, I'm not sure if you both dodge bullets, like it's just kind of like little mini bullets.
Yeah, listen, I don't think you want to be talking to his spleen the rest of your life. So this is a great thing for you.
I know. I was like, you know what? This was a very high vibrational conversation between them. But yeah, no, I was just shocked at Anu. Like, I was just like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And I'm sure we'll see them at the reunion, but that's kind of the end of them, I suppose.
Yeah, actually, it's going to be interesting to see if they are going to be at the reunion because they don't really invite a lot of the pod squad unless there's like a lot of beef. So it'll be interesting to see if it was significant enough to be able to talk about at the reunion. Let's talk about my favorite couple, Cal and Sarover.
Are they your favorite couple, or is it just that Sarover is your favorite cast member?
Sarover is my favorite cast member. I just feel like I can relate to her. I just love her. I could go on and on. But what did you think about the parents meeting? How did you think it all went?
They're not getting married. That's my prediction. There's just no way. Yes, they're kind of cute. Like they have cute moments. But I think the telltale sign is when Cal's brother is like, no, they're not getting married. Like he's like, if I bet my life on it, it's going to be a no. And I was like, ooh. For a sibling to say that, I feel like who knows Cal better than his brother?
Absolutely. And if you're a regimented guy and you have to stick to routine, it is very hard to get that like mindset out of your head. But what threw me for a loop was that at their last like date night dinner, Cal was like, this is the easiest it's ever been. I thought living with somebody would be really difficult, but I'm surprised at how like amazing it's going. But you and I both know the bubble that you're living in when you're in that space is different. Like people are asking you about your groceries. Hey, what date night are you going to plan tonight? Hey, they're just kind of setting a schedule for you, if that makes sense.
And production sets up all your dates and kind of prompts you to talk about like lovey-dovey things.
Exactly. That's exactly it. So I fear that he's in this bubble, and when he gets out of it, things could be a lot different in your own environment, you know? So
100%. I also
yeah.
feel like the meeting with Sarover's sister and mother, first of all, that was probably one of the most awkward meeting of the family scenes in Love is Blind. Like, it
Yeah.
made me cringe.
He completely lost all of his brain cells when the first questions were asked, poor guy. Like, I get it. I would be nervous too. And there is a lot of like underlying things that are happening, I'm sure, in his brain. But I was dying laughing at the things. We both are into fitness.
This is where I realized, like, I don't think they're going to make it because I realized Cal only likes Sarover for like shallow reasons. So when the
Mm.
mom asks, like, why did you choose my daughter? And he goes, I really liked her posh Southern accent, and we're both into fitness. And I know he kind of recovered afterward, but the fact those are the first two, regardless of how nervous you are, the fact you have to like think about what to say, why you like someone, I don't know.
Mhm.
I was just like,
Yeah, because
uh,
especially because when you're in the pods, you're talking so much and there's
yeah.
like such a foundational base there. Pull anything from that, you know? Like I'm so confused, like why he couldn't get there. But I mean, he did turn it around. So I'm hopeful for them and they seem like they're in a good place. But do you really think Cal's going to say no at the altar? Because
Yeah.
I really don't want him to break her heart. I'm going to be pissed.
I feel like he'll either say no or she will say no because she realizes, wait a minute, like we don't have a deep connection.
Mm.
I just feel like I know people are going to be like, well, Cal was just nervous and that's why he, couldn't think of a reason. But I was like, I think it's really easy to just say bullshit instead of saying an accent and that they're both into fitness. Like you could say, like, she makes me feel really good. Like, I think she has a great personality. Like those are things you say when you're nervous. Not like,
Yeah.
I like her posh accent and we're both
Yeah.
into fitness.
It's not a bad thing if you're like not a deep person, right? But don't pretend that you are for the sake of your fiance or for the sake of just getting married. Like be true to who you are. And if the whole like regimented schedule and that whole thing is a problem, I hope he's honest with her about it and just lays everything out on the table because marriage is no joke. And not even for a silly reality TV show should you get married.
They're cute. I hope they make it, but a piece of me hopes they don't. Like I just feel like Cal's not ready.
Yeah. And
They
she
don't have a
deserves
deep
better.
connection. Let's get into Jed and Barta because this is a couple that I have high hopes for.
I absolutely loved their families. I think this is the one couple that truly has a chance to last forever.
Plus Megan and
What?
Kieran, though.
Oh, plus Megan and Karen, you're right. But I really think that Bartha and Jed over Karen and Megan. Like I obviously it's not a competition, but I just want Jed and Bartha to get married.
Her friend, though, made a good point where they haven't fought yet. Like they haven't had any rows, how they say it
Mhm.
in the UK. Because I feel like when you have your first argument as a couple, that also shows a lot of qualities of your partner.
Absolutely. I feel like conflict and not conflict within the relationship, but like conflict in general in life shows you a lot about somebody's character and how they like, adjust to the stress. Like, how are you guys together with stress? So that is like a fair point. And side note, I love her friend. Barda's friend is a friend that everyone needs in life. Like she was a little rough around the edges and she was like, a little hardcore, but I think that's the type of friend every girl needs.
No, like in a real life world, like that's the type of friend you need who doesn't feed into your delusion that the Love is Blind experiment works. Like her friend brought up good points, okay? And it's just
Yes.
looking at their friend. Yeah, it comes off really harsh and a little bit like, oh my gosh, on TV. But I wish I had a friend like that when I was filming our season of Love is Blind, who kind of is like, come back to reality. Like you guys haven't
Hmm.
gotten into an argument yet. You don't know how you guys act in arguments or how you solve problems together. And it's like,
Hmm.
oh, yeah, like, duh. Yeah,
Yeah.
it feels like, sure, like you've known each other forever, but you actually haven't because you haven't gotten into an argument yet.
One thing that really stood out to me, and I think it was Barda's mom or dad that said it, but they were like, you fell in love in this experiment, but you guys just got lucky. And it was like something along those lines. And I was like, you're so right. Like you met this way, but you were just lucky that everything fit perfectly and that you guys are actually meant to be together because not every couple who goes on Love is Blind experiences that.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but that stood out to me. But the way Jed treats her, I think, is like princess treatment. And I don't know. I just really have high hopes for them.
Yeah. I mean, I really like them too, but sometimes I'm like, is it the edit? It's because they're, all lovey-dovey and they don't have any issues right now. Like,
Hmm.
I think after doing the experiment ourselves, I realized I think her parents are right. Like, you do just get lucky. Like, you fall in love with someone's personality and how they physically look.
Listen, marriage is risky in general because you just never know what happens in life. But sometimes you just have to take the leap of faith. And I hope this couple absolutely does.
I agree. I do like in the previews for the next set of episodes, Barty does mention like they got into an argument. So I'm very curious, like, how they solve
Mm.
that. Because look, I will tell you something. I'm a different animal when I'm in an argument.
Yeah.
And I was like, that happens. Like,
Pod besties, I can tell you Natalie is a different animal when
yeah,
she is arguing.
I am a little bit on the aggressive side for sure.
And me and
100%.
Natalie never argue for this reason alone. No.
Deep G's got a backbone.
One couple that I feel like are 50-50 is Ashley and Billy. I don't know where they're going to go. Didn't realize this whole cabin crew situation is such a big deal in his mind.
But like, are we surprised that it's a big deal? Because he mentioned it when they were in the pods. And then Ashley
Yeah.
responded being like, well, like I could take an alternative job where it doesn't require as much travel or something like that. And he's like, okay, yeah, like that's why he decided to move forward. And I'm not surprised he brought it back up as an issue, though I think the reason why he's bringing it up as an issue is now different than what it was in the
Mm.
pods. I think the reason why he's bringing it up now, like outside of the pods, is he's questioning his connection with Ashley.
Mm. I wonder if there's more going on behind the scenes to his reasoning because I understand the food thing is an issue. And I'm sorry, but I'm completely on Ashley's side here.
Same.
If you can't control yourself around snacks, then that's a you problem, not a collective, this is a marriage problem. Like, that's whack. And secondly, he proposed knowing that she is part of cabin crew. And even if she was able to take like a more 9 to 5 style job, it's still going to take time to get there. It's not like she can
Yeah.
just get out of the pods and quit her job and go to a 9 to 5, like
True.
that takes
100%.
time.
Okay, when it comes to the cabin crew thing, I think where I'm like, well, he brought it up that it was going to be an issue because she's no longer saying like there's an alternative, right? I'm not hearing it from her of her proposing
Mhm.
like, okay, like I'm going to try to work towards getting a more 9 to 5. So that's
Right.
why I'm like, Ashley, like, of course it was going to be an issue. But you're
Mhm.
totally right about the calorie counting thing. That was crazy to me. Listen, as two people who have both had eating disorders in the past, I feel so uncomfortable with his like obsession with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like the fact he was even like, we're not getting an onion or something like that.
Yeah. An onion? It's a vegetable. I think you're fine. But no, I completely agree. I think it's the way he talks about it and the energy that he puts into
Yeah.
his regimen.
And
And
kind of
it's like,
shames her a little bit,
yeah,
you
shames her
know?
a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
like, hello, there's like 600 calories in a slice of this. And it's like, listen, dude, we get it, but everyone has their own relationship with food. Billy is going to create a lot of tension in the household if it's surrounded by food and what you're consuming. It's not going to be good.
yeah.
So
No,
maybe they're not meant to be together. Like, as much as I love them together, it might be a really hard reality to live in.
I know he seemed like he was open to compromise because she talked about her relationship with food when she was growing up. But I feel like with Love is Blind, it's hard because people don't change at the drop of a hat. You know what I'm saying? Like they
Yes.
could say, yeah, I want to change, but it's really their behaviors that dictate if change was made.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just have a feeling like Billy's not going to accommodate
No.
Ashley.
No, especially because he has such a military mindset too. That is all about routine, schedule, sticking to your goals. Like, I think that change for him is going to be extremely hard, especially if they also have this long distance issue on top of it. like they're not able to work on their relationship because they're going to be spending so much time apart in the most crucial months after getting married. So
Yeah.
I think that's going to create a lot of distance. And I don't know, man. Now that I'm thinking about it, I loved them so much at the beginning. I thought they were the perfect fit. But I really do think Ashley might need to pivot and like not saying she deserves better, but she does deserve somebody who can understand her.
I saw some backlash for Billy on social media, just being like, what the heck? Like, he's not accommodating Ashley. But I actually think Billy's being realistic. I
I do
think now
too.
that they have like a lot of differences in lifestyle, I think like he's assessing, like, is this relationship going to work for me? And I feel like Ashley is more like her head is in the clouds, where she's like,
Mhm.
I just love him so much. But obviously, we're not married. But from what I have heard, like, marriage is more than just love,
Oh,
It's like the
absolutely.
willingness to compromise and to fit someone into your life and just also how you like fit with each other lifestyle. Like, there's so many different components. And so I think he's just being super realistic and she's not. She's just like kind
Yep.
of going by her feelings.
No, I absolutely agree. And I think something that makes it super real for Billy is the fact that he has been married before and he doesn't want to go through that again. So he knows where his shortcomings are and where his strengths are in a relationship. And I do think that he's being villainized a little bit on social media right now because he brought up these things. But I'm so happy that he did because these are really, really important things to think about before getting married for a second time for him. So I totally get why he's, overthinking things a little bit.
Totally. The couple I feel like are 100% getting married is Megan and Kieran. Don't you think?
Absolutely. And they're so gorgeous together when they were doing that ballroom dancing thing. I was like, girl, you are stunning. I honestly have no notes. Like the fact that Kieran also was with Megan to go and talk to Javin, like that support system was there. I thought that was really cool. And yeah, I don't know. I have no notes for this couple, really.
What I really like about both of them is you could tell they're very mature. For example, at the Pod Squad mixer, before Kieran goes to talk to Sophie, he tells Megan about it. And he's like, hey, I think I have to have a conversation with her. And she's like, yeah, no worries.
Mhm.
And I think the fact he even gave Megan a heads up and also kept the conversation with Sophie very respectful.
Yes, and short.
Yep. It
Like it
was
was so
just
nice.
and also, I was thinking about the conversation that Megan and Kieran have with Javin about his actions in that after party after the mixer. And I liked how Kieran gave Megan the space to kind of say what she had to say. And he backed her up when needed, but didn't like overpower the conversation.
Yes. Oh, I'm so happy you noticed that too, because that similar style of communication between them also happened at the mixer where they got into like a little tiff, but not really
Yeah.
after Kieran talked to Sophie. And I thought they handled that really well too. I just love the fact that whatever's on Megan's mind, she says it. And Kieran responds so well to that communication, but they're very like a good, well oiled machine. I feel
Yeah.
like. What a weird way to describe somebody, but you
Like,
know
I
what I
love
mean.
how like ego doesn't get in the way when they
Yes.
have, I don't want to say conflict, but just the way that they communicate with each other.
Yeah,
But
it's really
really, I
cute.
loved the scene, even though I don't like Javin on the show. I love the
Mhm.
scene where, they're having the conversation with Javin because I think it showed how Kieran kind of lets Megan lead more,
Yeah.
and like provide
Mhm.
support when needed.
Yeah, gives her the space to communicate how she wants to, but is supporting. Wow, I feel like they have to get married.
No,
Of all the couples so far, who do you think is going to get married?
I think Kieran and Megan 100%. And Jed and Barda, I'm like 98%.
Yep. And the rest I'm unknown.
Yeah,
I have
the rest
no
I'm like,
idea.
I mean, to be honest, I don't have high hopes. I think if Billy and Ashley get married, that's going to be a huge surprise for me. Like, I
Mhm.
don't know. Like, I was like, either, it's going to work or it's not. I don't think Cal and Sorover are going to get married.
Yeah, you know what? I just want Sorover to be happy. So whatever that is, I'm behind that.
I hope she chooses herself.
Yeah. Yes, Queen, choose yourself.
Anyways, the next set of episodes come out today, episodes 9 and 10. And then we have the reunion on Sunday. I'm so excited
Woo!
for it.
Same. Well, Pod Besties, let us know what you thought about these sets of episodes and who you think is going to get married.
And make sure you leave a review and subscribe.
See you next Wednesday.
Bye.